Welcome to the Forum Thread Podcast. I am Dark One Dre, and here with me today I have, I'm not going to introduce you last this time, Wubwave.
Yay, I finally get first billing.
Yep, you sure do. Good job. Edwin.
Woo! Making the return. Hello, everyone.
Welcome back. You've been missed. Chaos Mana.
Hey!
And then, last but not least, Miss Tarii Firestorm. Welcome back. Well,
Or not.
Well, shit.
Yay.
Perfect.
Like, we just got her Audacity problems figured out, and now she is missing in action. Poor thing. Well, keep recording, Tarii, and if you can get back with us, just hop right on in.
She's
there.
saying something. Hold on. Oh, there she is.
Shit,
Okay.
there she is.
What?
We thought you were going to be a ghost.
Terry, why?
Oh.
Get it?
So you were like making fun of my puns.
Oh no,
before
I
the
just said
podcast.
that I thought it was a terrible joke. I don't care. I make bad puns too. It's okay.
Okay, good.
You're in good company. I'm just gonna make fun of you if you make them too. It's nothing personal.
Okay.
All right, so Edwin, it's been a long time since you've been on here.
That is an
what have you been
understatement.
up to? Were you abducted by aliens? What happened?
That would be a better
Like,
answer than I'm
Did
about
you
to
enjoy the
give.
probing?
Well, yeah, but sorry, I'm drinking water intermittently. I need to stop doing that. It's been a very, very large amount of reasons that I've not been coming back. But basically, all of
Your
them more or less
fans are
sorted
really
out.
going to be upset.
Oh yeah, all none of them.
You've upset our fan base since podcast 5 or
It was
6.
3. It wasn't even that recent.
Holy shit!
think.
It's
I
been
was-
that long.
I was on exactly one podcast, and it was the third one, and then I vanished. But
Yeah, it's a good thing we didn't invest any money in getting that fan base of yours up and going like we had talked about way back when.
definitely a good call.
Because yeah, that would not have gone well.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, it's been a lot of different things. Personal issues, family stuff, schoolwork, actual work, college starting, lots and lots of different things. Working on projects with friends, like just for fun stuff. But most of it, I've kind of balanced it all out now. I've been in university for a little while now. The project's going along nicely. Personal issues are more or less resolved as much as they're ever going to be. So I'm like, hey, fuck it. Time to go back to Rooster Teeth. I miss it. And it's, I mean, I think I made the right call. I love it. It's very, very, very good to be back.
Are you?
Rooster Teeth
Are
has
you?
missed
Here's the important part.
Oh boy.
Are you back for longer than a day or so?
I mean, it's already been like 3 weeks. So right now I have set a record for the last year for activity. So I'm thinking, I'm not seeing any reason that I'm not going to keep being active at the moment. If that is about as committed as I can get, but there's no reason I should stop being active that I can foresee as of this exact moment.
Well, I'm pretty impressed because usually people would, commit to a New Year's resolution, and we'd have to wait until January 1st before we would have seen your face again. But you've gotten a heads up on it, so
I just kind of ran.
congratulations!
Thank you.
Yeah, your New Year's resolution starts early.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is delightful. I've missed all you guys.
So, what was your first reasons for not actually being here?
The first one, which was a little bit after my 1 year anniversary, which would have been May 2013, was I was dealing with some depression issues at the time, and just a lot of other personal shit kind of just pile to the point that I was like, okay, I don't have any time to do anything fun, which is kind of counterproductive. But
Yeah, depression sucks, and that's just it's just shitty.
And it was
just
like,
all
I
around
mean,
shitty.
I didn't really know what I would be doing if I went on Rooster Teeth, so I was like, well, I mean, as much as I want to be here, I can't really contribute anything fun here. It was in that mode where I was just like full on downer all the time. And so I started getting some help with that, went to deal with those problems. And since then I've been doing better overall, but then there's been all the other crap, like I said, with college and lots of other things starting, doors opening, doors closing, working on projects that fell apart, lots of other crap like that. But the most recent one's actually about to be done. Finally, we're actually going to have something done and ready to go online within probably this month.
What is it?
Oh.
You haven't said what
Are
it is.
you,
you
are you
guys-
going to tell us about it, or are you just going to be a cock tease?
Oh
Come
no,
on.
I'm not going to be a cock tease.
Okay.
Don't tease out cocks. Come on.
No. But I don't know if you guys are familiar with an abridged series, but it's where you take an anime and you basically dub over it and like put funny stuff in it. I mean,
Yeah,
Okay.
like Hellsing Abridged.
yeah,
or,
Hellsing
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Abridged,
Abridged.
Dragon Ball Z Abridged, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon Bridge,
He's a little
Naruto,
Kuribo
Spoof,
wannabe.
whatever the blah blah blah.
My hair understands the abridged.
Right. Yeah. So we're doing one of those, but for Code Geass. And even though there's already one that's massively popular, but whatever, screw that. I'm not going to name drop that. But, whoops. We didn't realize that until we'd written several episodes because our abridged knowledge began and ended with Little Kuribo and Team 4-Star. But so we're doing that right now. I personally voiced like 3 or 4 main characters. We got several guys it's maybe a cast of like 12 people, and between the 12 of us
Wow.
we're voicing like 30 people. So it's been fun. It's been a journey. But so I'm editing the first episode now, and it's almost done, but we're getting to the point that we might have to recast a main character, which sucks. So
I volunteered to be a VA and I never got a
you
call
did, I'm
back.
sorry. I'm trying to figure out who I want you to play. I swear to God, I actually have kept you in mind. I just don't know who I want you to
Okay.
play yet.
You need to
Yeah,
make
okay.
him be one of the background characters who just pops up every once in a while and says something about
Machines.
like, yeah, there we go. I was trying to think of something mundane like sour wine, but that just seems stupid after
Sour-
but was about to say it. Yeah, I know exactly. I'm like sour wine. No, that's fucking stupid. I can't say that out loud, but I just did.
Too late now.
Ugh,
It's on the
Yeah,
internet.
so-
You can't revoke it.
I know.
Just like
But
you
this-
wanting to lick Lady Gaga.
everybody at this
Oh,
point in
shit,
time
that
knows
was-
that.
I edited that one. I remember that podcast. Holy fuck. Which one
I
was
stopped
that? Was that, like,
apologizing for
2?
my bad self. No, yeah, that was the very first episode. The very first episode.
Oh,
Yeah, when we actually
that
had
was when we had the
someone,
custom graphics.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
was someone actually doing the graphics.
I'm going through the
Uh,
YouTube
Let
right
me
now.
lick you.
I haven't talked to that
Yep, that
that
was
person.
number
I think even longer than talking to you.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Spy. I think he's just
Spy, that's
he's
who it was.
gone.
Eddie, right.
He got abducted by aliens.
The
and
other Ed.
never got heard from
I
again.
wonder if Nobod, I think Nobod would have been one of the most in contact with him. He just kind of evaporated.
Yeah, man.
Aliens. I told you, aliens.
You did something to him, Zapdy.
No,
'Cause-
it's not my fault. I'm still friends with him on Xbox. He does get on there a little bit. I don't talk to him, but he is on there. So maybe he's
Or-
just kind
It's,
of done
it's
the
like
same
a
thing
ghost.
as me.
His Xbox just keeps signing in, but he's
Yeah,
not
it could be
actually
the
in.
aliens remote controlling just to make it seem like he's still alive. I'm still solid behind the whole alien theory. He's not really alive anymore.
You really want to get probed right now, Dark, don't you?
I could use a good probing right now. Yeah, just putting it out there.
Is Ken home?
Yeah, he is home, but you know,
Is he in the
there's-
is he in the room? Because it would have been funny if he had been turning her head and saying that part particularly loud.
I sure
yeah, I did
could
try to
use
do
a
that actually.
probing.
I turned to look and see if he's at the table behind me, but I think he went into the bedroom.
Oh, he's getting ready. He's a real partner. He's got the foresight. He knew you were going to say that.
After the podcast is over, he's like, "Okay, time for probing. Let's get this thing done." So anyway, that got awkward really fast.
Yeah, no, it
Did it?
Wubwave.
Did it though?
I mean, I'm
Wubwave,
guessing.
save us with one of your topics that you picked out for us.
Okay, well, while you guys were talking about probings and whatnot, I have been playing Borderlands, the pre-sequel, as we were speaking.
Are you
As-
playing it right now?
Yeah, dude. What's good? Can't fault me for that, but yeah, it's fun. Play it.
Well, that's anticlimactic. Next topic.
Well, wait, I was joking. I have more stuff to say about it. Come on.
Okay, we'll say
Yeah,
more stuff.
basically, it was released yesterday, and I have put in about 9 hours already.
God, how do you even have
So
the time?
I kind of like it. I'm kind of a fan of the Borderlands series.
So
I
is
put
this
in, like,
is this
120 hours.
is this actually a good, I guess, prequel to the series? Does it fit?
It fits story-wise. It fits. So, like, my only real complaint is that it's like mechanics-wise. The biggest complaint I've heard is that it's just an expansion of Borderlands 2, which kind of is like.
They didn't change the
mechanics-
appearance of the game or the game anything like that.
Well, there's certainly no big gap between it like there was between Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2. It's very similar to Borderlands 2, but if you like Borderlands 2, you'll probably like this. I mean, the story is good. It's new. I'm still probably like maybe a third of the way through at 9 hours. So it's
Wow.
a big game.
Okay, I have
And
a question
it's-
though.
Yes.
On the subject of story, I've played Borderlands 2. I have Borderlands 2. I thought it was a lot of fun, but I have no goddamn idea what the storyline actually is.
Did you
someone
play Borderlands 1?
No.
Oh,
Does
well,
that
maybe
that
that's
doesn't
why.
really help all that
It's
much.
like I just started the game and I'm like, oh,
I
this
don't
is a
remember
cool
the
little
story of
intro
Borderlands
sequence.
1,
They're on
and
a
I put in
train.
over
Oh, they're all
100
getting
hours
or
in
on
that
the back
game.
of a car. Oh, they're all getting
The
thrown
story
around.
was
Okay,
never the
big
focus because it was all
explosion.
text delivered. Like all of it was
And, like-
in the mission summaries and crap. But in Borderlands 2, it's actually kind of important.
Yeah, there was like story-wise, Borderlands 1 was like whatever. What's the story, right? Like
Well, who gives a shit? It's fun.
basically what the story is in Borderlands 1 is you are like a treasure hunter, and an AI contacts you and goes, I'm gonna get you into the biggest treasure the universe has ever seen. It was made by these ancient aliens on Pandora. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna be rich and you're gonna be famous and you're gonna get like tons of
All
women
of
and
the
it's gonna be
above.
sweet.
All I heard was ancient aliens, and now I have that dude's face stuck in my head.
Big hair.
Yeah.
Big hair. It was the aliens.
It's locked in my
Here
He's
we
like
are
a
back on the
video.
aliens though.
head.
I saw,
Yeah,
I
we
saw
are back
a
on the
meme
aliens.
where it was actually it's like he's slowly being abducted over time. You can watch his hair slowly go from like being down to being kind of up, then even longer up, and to where it's like sticking straight up in the air. That's poor guy. He doesn't even know what's happening to him.
No. It was right under his nose the entire time. But yeah, basically the AI says, hey, you can get this treasure and it's going to be awesome. And you go through all this shit, and Atlas Corporation is like the big evil enemy, and they're like, I want the treasure, and you're like, no, I want it. And you guys fight to get the treasure, and you get to the end, and it's not treasure at all. It's a big scary alien. And you kill the big scary alien, and the game's over. And so fast forward to Borderlands 2, basically Handsome Jack, who is the antagonist in that game.
They call
saying-
the characters are vault hunters. Is that what they are?
Yes,
Or-
they're like the treasure hunters. They're looking for
Okay.
the vault, which is the big alien treasure.
Okay, because I had no idea. I'm like, okay, what the fuck is a vault hunter, and why is my character one of them? I didn't understand at all what that was.
Yeah, and basically,
Destiny
Handsome
shit.
Jack, now it's basically Handsome Jack wants the treasure, and you're like, no, I want the treasure. Well, no, that's not right. I'm sorry, I misspoke. People are going to think I'm not a real Borderlands fan. Basically, Handsome Jack says, yeah, I know that the vault actually holds an ancient alien menace, and I want that ancient alien menace to gain power. And you're like, well, that sounds like a bad idea, and I'm going to stop you. Then you do.
Okay.
And then there's all
I've
this
never- I
red
have
And
not-
alien
hijinks
crap.
ensue.
Now,
And
I'll
he's
tell you, I
takes
have
it
not
and-
actually gotten to the end of the game yet. I'm only like halfway
So
or
he
three-quarters
doesn't
the
know
way
if
through.
you stop the bad guy or not, Wubbs. Don't ruin this for him.
Well,
Like,
But
I want
I
to
do
know,
have to-
do I get to wield said evil alien power for myself?
There is-
Can I
there-
unleash it upon the world?
There is kind of a twist at the end of Borderlands 2 that we won't know about until Borderlands 3 or whatever.
Wait, what?
But I'm not going to spoil that. Yeah. But anyway,
I
Borderlands
want
the
to have a
pre-sequel.
pet evil alien. Okay, I will have
Okay.
one.
wait, are we gonna just skip over that? I don't know about this. What are you talking about?
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about
No,
it. It's fine.
I am. What,
Borderlands.
what the fuck are you talking about?
Treasure. Monsters. Monsters out of the treasure. Anyway,
What?
Borderlands the pre-sequel
Okay.
takes place between 1 and 2, and it's basically why Handsome Jack
Wait,
wants...
wait,
What?
hold on. You said it's a pre-sequel. How can it take place between 1 and 2 if it's a pre-sequel?
Well, no,
Because
it's
it's a
the
pre-sequel.
It's pre.
It's 1.5.
Well, no, 'cause
Yeah,
think
it's
about it.
1.5.
Prequel means before the first. Pre-sequel would be pre the second one.
Sequel.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Suddenly that makes sense. I had a brain fart. I'm sorry.
Wordplay.
Please
Yeah.
continue.
Dark.
Please.
You're fine.
You're interrupting the story. Anyway.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Continue your story.
And basically, the pre-sequel is about why Handsome Jack wants the monster, and you're fighting the Doll Corporation, who's trying to stop you for some reason. I don't know why yet, because I'm only 9 hours in the game. But there was a big twist that in the first one, Borderlands 1, there's this type of enemy you fought called Guardians. They were basically like the ancient aliens who made the treasure. And they're just a bunch of dicks. They're like a really tough enemy. And one actually shows up in this game, and it's really interesting. I wish I had more to say about it, but I'm only 9 hours in.
Well, that
Only
only
9
9 hours. I know, like a game like Metal Gear 3 can be completed in that time. So
Right.
Yeah,
how
like,
long
some
of
games
a
are
game
over
do you
in
think that
6.
is?
That's a good question. I don't know.
That's very
But
political
yeah.
of you.
Yeah. Basically, Doll Corporation is now like the new Atlas. They want the treasure, or maybe they don't. Maybe they want to destroy it. Who the fuck knows? I don't know yet. And you actually play as characters from previous games, which is interesting. You play as Claptrap, Athena,
How can
who
you
was
fight as that? Like, he didn't seem like at all a guy that did anything in Borderlands 2.
Yeah, it's
Like
I haven't
specifically
played
made
them
to
yet.
be the annoying Navi, not just was annoying, but specifically made to be
You
annoying.
have to play Claptrap's Robot Revolution or whatever the fuck it's called, that
Yeah,
DLC, and it'll make more sense.
Yeah, that's basically an entire DLC about Claptraps fighting you.
They're-
But yeah,
they're
you play.
actually kinda
Speaking of
badass.
DLC, one of the characters you play is Athena, who was in Secret Armory of General Knox from the first one.
Yup.
Wilhelm and Nisha are villains in Borderlands 2, and you can play as them in this one. I don't know why they become villains yet.
I think it's interesting.
And
I never
Claptrap.
actually met. Would you say your name is Nisha?
Yeah,
I never met her in my Borderlands 2 playthrough. I somehow completely skipped Lynchwood the first time I played through the game.
really. I
Don't-
thought you had to go.
Don't
to
even know
Lynchwood.
how I did that, but I did.
That's-
Because a bunch of
that's
people were
weird.
like, "Oh, how was Lynchwood?" And I'm like, "Where?" They're like, "Lynchwood."
What?
I didn't go to Lynchwood, and so I don't know how I managed that. Maybe I
do
joined
that
someone's game and accidentally skipped it. I don't know how that even happens, but
Mhm.
I absolutely skipped it.
Maybe I thought it was part of the main story, but maybe it's not.
See, I did too, because then I played it and I was like, I don't really see how I could just not do this, but I guess it's not.
What if
all that
it was?
important.
What if it was like it wasn't a workaround? It was just a straight up glitch, but one that worked for the better.
That's possible.
You missed like an entire section of the game. It's not a glitch; it's a feature. Yeah, it's really interesting, especially the fact that the characters that you play as now actually talk.
That's
Is in
They
that
didn't
before-
is
talk
awesome.
before.
I didn't know
Like
that.
it seemed like the add-on character to 2 talked a whole bunch.
They talk the playable characters talk in combat. Like when you throw a grenade, they're like "frag out," and when you shoot people, like "yay." But like when in the like story wise, basically the story in Borderlands 1 and 2 is someone saying, "Go here and do this," and you say nothing, and you just do it.
Oh, okay.
So is it a little bit more like what we're used to with Halo, where the Master Chief talks to the other characters around, even though you're playing as him, but you don't actually see him talk, you just hear his voice as you're moving around?
It does that, yeah. And the pre-sequel now it does that, where it's basically
nice.
there's actually like 3 cutscenes in the beginning, which is weird. That's not something that's usually in Borderlands. But yeah, basically they'll be like, "Go here and do this," and you're like, "Why?" And like, "Well, because this guy is an asshole, and you need to kill him." And I'm not even paraphrasing. There's a mission that says that. Kill this guy because he's a dick.
You're like, oh, okay, I'll go ahead and go kill this guy that's a dick.
Yeah.
I'd really
But it's
like
good
how
enough reason.
that game loves to mess around with like being silly.
There was a mission I completed earlier where you have to get someone to sign for a package, and you like go up to the guy and he goes, "What do you want?" And you go, "Can you sign for this package?" He goes, "Yeah, okay." He signs it, and then the quest giver goes, "All right, cool, you got it signed?" And he's like, "Yeah." And you go, "All right, shoot him in the face because he's an asshole." And you shoot him in the face, and he dies. And mission complete.
Sounds like Borderlands.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
That seems incredibly unnecessary, actually.
Well, it is.
Well,
That's
shoot me
the
the
Borderlands
face.
universe.
Shoot me the face.
Yeah. It's still very much, it's really silly, especially because Handsome Jack is now sort of the quest giver.
Really?
That's exciting.
Yeah,
I
because
need to
you're
buy
actually
this.
working for him in this one.
Is he as random and silly as he was in the second one?
He's not as insane yet, but he's sort of getting there. Like he'll still be like snarky and stuff. Like in the beginning, I'm not gonna spoil a lot, but the first mission is
Well,
on
you
the
can say
Hyperion
first, You can
base.
say something about the first
Yeah.
mission that you played.
It's like the first 30 minutes. The first mission is on the Hyperion space station, which is the big H in the sky. If
Oh.
you've played Borderlands 2. And the
Yeah.
Dahl Corporation is invading, and basically he's running around saying, "You like get off my spaceship, you dicks." It's quite funny.
That's-
And
That's it? He's just like, oh,
no.
spaceship.
no, well, I'm paraphrasing, yeah, but
Is he Benny from the Lego Movie?
no. I haven't seen the Lego movie. No. But he's very snarky and not quite as insane yet, but he's getting there.
But, well, yeah. Does he
Yeah.
ad-lib his lines in the same way?
I'm not sure. I don't know about that yet. It's unfortunate there's not a whole lot. I haven't gotten to a whole lot with him yet. Like mostly it's collecting stuff to build his robot army to take back the station.
Oh, just to build his robot army.
Do you know to build that evil robot army of his? No big deal.
Do you? I wonder. Are you going to run into any of the characters from 2?
Yes, actually you do. Is the game starts out, you're sort of like narrating past events, and every once in a while in game they'll like pop in and commentate on the story that you're telling. Yeah, like his flashback. Also, when did you get here, Zach?
Yeah, you just kind of
What
snuck
the
up on us all.
fuck?
Hi.
Yeah, missed that.
By the way, this is Zap45. Welcome to the podcast.
Tardy entry.
This
What's
is
up?
where this is Zach, Mr. Fusion. There he is. There's Zach. Look at him.
All right, and whoever is editing this podcast together, may they have mercy on
Have
your
fun.
soul.
have
Oh,
have
Mr.
fun,
Fusion's in the chat, so
Yeah, he is.
Shoot him in the face because he's a dick.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I would not be
Borderlands
good with that for
logic.
the poor guy that had to sign the package, but I'm okay with that for you, Zap, just because, unacceptable.
Also, the first boss is rather insanely hard. Like, I'm not even gonna. I watched the Achievement Hunter Let's Play with Lindsay, Caden, and Matt, and which is a good Let's Play, I have to say. Even though Lindsay never used her fucking action skill the entire Let's Play,
That's
she
why
didn't even level it up.
I didn't
it's
watch
just
their
there.
Borderlands
She has
2
like
Let's
5
Play 'cause
points.
I couldn't handle it.
Yeah,
They're just
at
really
least a good
bad.
thing about this one is that Caden and Matt are big Borderlands fans.
Okay, that's
And
good.
you, like when the Guardian shows up in the beginning, they're like, "Oh my god, that's a Guardian!" Like, what the fuck? Also, can we mention something? The Achievement Hunter YouTube fan base is a pile of dog shit. It's like the
Yep.
worst.
Okay,
that's for every. It's sad how much that it works for every single channel. Like anyone on YouTube, since it's not exactly a community, it's just negativity.
wait,
Yeah,
okay,
have you-
so
Which is
no,
ironic.
someone needs to explain this because this statement without any sort of explanation does not make any sense to me. So give me some context, damn it.
Okay, basically, go like any video with Lindsay or Caden or Matt. The comments section is basically just a bunch of people bitching about the fact that it's not Gavin or Jeff or Jack. And they're like, fuck these guys, they're the worst. Why are they hired? I hope they get AIDS and die. Like, that's basically what every YouTube comment is.
I can't, it's been such a common thing now that you can't tell if these people are really feeling this way, just trying to be annoying, or just trying to mock the people that.
Well, I just
feel
think it's
this way.
odd that they're especially in the case of Caden and Matt, maybe less so for Lindsay, but it's like everyone's always like, oh, I want to work at Achievement Hunter. I really, really, really want to work at Achievement Hunter. And for some reason, it's like, why would you go after a community member who got to do something? I feel like it's jealousy in some cases.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, it's
it
like,
probably
oh,
is.
fuck you, Matt. You got what I wanted.
Yeah, I
And
gotta
I mean,
say,
honestly, I kind of like watching Caden and Matt play Borderlands over, like, say, Jeff or Gavin, because they actually kind of know what's going on.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
makes it a lot better if you have someone that's really into whatever it is you're doing, and not just someone who's like just playing because that's what your job is. Of course, you're gonna
Exactly.
have a more entertaining time. So yeah, what I don't even know what to call them, trolls, extreme fanboys, whatever the fuck they are. These people like
Fanboys
that
is a
just
good
need
one.
to grow the fuck up and then shut the hell up because
Exactly.
they're just making themselves look stupid and annoying the shit out of everybody. If that's what they want to do and just annoy the shit out of everybody, they still should just shut the fuck up because they're not contributing anything to
I kind
anybody,
of wish.
anytime, anywhere.
Yeah, I kind of wish Achievement Hunter goes like the PewDiePie route and just turns off the comments on YouTube.
Did he do
Well,
that?
I don't like no comments at all, only because I remember having so much fun when I was watching through Game Grumps. I'd always see like 15 comments, at least this is how it used to be, of, pointing out funny things that happened in the
Yeah,
episode,
but I mean,
or like trivia about
Or
the
the
game.
games
or
Yeah,
or
once the
something like
community
that.
gets so when a community gets big enough to where all you're seeing in the comments is negativity, though, it's usually in everyone's best interest to just not let the stupid people talk. And eventually, if they can't make a fuss, if they don't have anybody to argue with, they will go away. So
Yeah.
that,
or just,
that
I
could-
mean,
that
I'm
could be
probably
one
just gonna
way of
watch
dealing with it.
Achievement Hunter videos on the Achievement Hunter site from now on.
What? Good idea. Whoa.
Yes, thank you, Edwin. Thank you.
I just swallowed my vocabulary for a minute.
He's gonna be. This is gonna be the last you'll hear of him for another year because he just had it.
I just had a
He just had a
vocal
massive
aneurysm.
stroke,
Yeah.
and he needs to recover.
What are we gonna? Do you like to go by which name? Because it's since so long we don't even
I've
know
been
yet.
Edwin for
We
like
don't
a
even
year
know
now.
who
You guys
you
just
are.
hold on to Zapty for some reason. I was Zapty for like a day compared to like right now, Zapty is humanity and I'm the fucking dinosaurs. Like Edwin has been around for so much longer, and yet it's like I'm just still Zapty in your hearts. It's kind of touchy.
Well, because that is how we remember like doing stuff. Is
Right.
the original? It was the editor.
We were with you for a day.
That's how it came
Well, 'cause
together.
I
You
was
were
Zapty at the
Zapty
time.
back then.
Yeah.
So then you did. I can't words.
Our fondest moments
Right.
are with that.
Yeah,
name.
so we
I
knew you
understand.
for a day, then you dropped off at the face of the earth for over a year, and now you're back, and you're a new person. And I can see where some people are confused. I'm not confused, but I could see where these lesser people could be confused.
Right, but I mean,
So,
I met you guys at
You have to
RTX
give them
as
some
Edwin,
time.
though.
It's not confusion. It's just like, what do you actually want
Edwin.
to be called? Because it's been so long that we
Yeah,
don't
I'm down
know.
with Edwin. Edwin works just fine for me.
It's not like messing up Elon's name with Elon.
Unless constructed.
Or
there's no
Elon.
pylons.
I've met you before.
Have you guys not met before?
alright.
Oh, I was gonna say, have you guys not met?
We
before?
totally have. I think. Oh no, I was at RTX and I left you and David and Thomas, or you and Chaos and Dark. God damn, I need to get used to that. Or we're all at sushi, and I was at the sushi place, and I left just as you got there. And so I never actually met you, which pissed me off because I was going to. And then they told me, it's like, oh, it's okay. Zap came by. And I'm like, what the fuck? I wanted to meet him. Damn it. So I think I left like a minute or two before. And of course, missed out. But yeah. Well, I mean, that reminds me, RTX 2015, I mean, I'm going. I have
Oh,
the money.
good. So we'll get to be graced.
Yeah,
with
the
your
money is
presence
set
again.
aside. It is locked away. I can't touch that shit. I am making sure that I do not spend that at all. So I have budgeted out what I think I need. I'm good. So
Excellent. That's exactly what we like to hear.
I'm going.
How's it going to be on your end, Art? Because we had to do the whole get you to RTX last
I'm hoping
time.
that I will have my financial situation sorted out by then. We shall see. But as of now, I am planning on going. So
Sweet.
until you hear otherwise from me, I am planning on being there.
And is Ken going to be able to go?
I believe he wants to go again this year,
Sweet.
but we'll find out. We'll find out as it gets closer to the time.
Right, we're
we're
only like 2-3 months out from the last one. So I mean,
Yeah.
we're,
So it's a little
we got
early on
9
to really
to
be
go.
talking
we
about.
can take some time.
Yeah. But I realized now that I lied to you guys earlier before we started the podcast about me only playing Cookie Clicker. I just remembered I did start playing another game, and I want to talk about it just briefly because so far I'm pretty impressed with it. It's
What is it?
It's called Dust in Elysian. I think that's how you say it.
An
Tale?
Elysian Tale. Yes.
yeah.
I grabbed it with
Love
the
that
Games
game.
with Gold offer a little while ago, and I just
Me too,
started
yeah.
playing it a couple days ago. And I didn't really. I thought it was kind of cheesy at first. The voice acting is a little
Definitely.
bit weird, but I actually am having a really good time with it. Like the main character.
It seemed like a very smooth game.
Yes, it feels
Overall, the demo I played
It's
with
very cartoon. It's got a terrific cartoony style. It's got all the anthropomorphic animals, so in a way it kind of feels Disney-esque. And the main characters, you have the guy that has I don't know what the hell he is. I want to say he's a cat or a rabbit or something. I can't really tell because his whole body. He wears a cloak and he's got
He's
his
Dust.
face covered up. His name is Dust,
No,
but
he
I don't
is
know
the-
what animal he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be something. He's not just
He's supposed
the
to
little
be
dust
Dust.
boat
But
that
there's a-
float around in your window.
Dust don't need your
He's
labels.
he's a dust bunny.
Is that-
No!
What are you talking about?
Pay attention. We said
Zach.
Dust, an Elysian Tale with cartoon characters.
no, fucking.
You're not a fucking ball.
Now, what game are you on about?
Yes, there is another game called Dust, but this is Dust, an Elysian Tale.
Are you talking about A Tale of the Wired West?
Are you talking about Dust 514?
What the
The Yvonne
Are you
Myers?
talking about Borderlands, a pre-sequel?
What the fuck are we?
Speaking of Borderlands,
Are you
the
talking
sequel,
about the
no.
Warner Brothers release schedule for DC movies? What are we talking about?
Segue.
Smooth ass segue right there.
Dun, dun,
Oh,
dun.
wait, before we continue, one interesting point Fusion brought up is they might even be moving RTX back further to fall.
That might be kind of nice, actually.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's hot as balls there in Austin, and like
The
Ah,
question
It's like
is,
wearing a
when is
blanket of
fall?
fire every time you go outside. What do you mean, eh?
yeah, it's not so much the
That-
heat itself,
that Texas
it's the
sun, though.
humidity. Oh god, like the the water just sticks to you. Yeah, I had to take some special like clinical grade antiperspirant deodorant, and my underarms were still like drenched the whole time. I'm like, screw it. There's just no winning. This is a lose-lose situation.
Okay,
I've got to stay
screw it.
in the air conditioning and just not worry about it.
That's weird to me. That didn't happen to me. I walked around. I think it was 104 one of the days, and I was farting around for probably a solid hour or two because I know Zach and Dakalak went into some place that like you had to be 21 to even be in it, which was odd because I wasn't trying to order alcohol, but for some reason you had to be 21 to be there. And I kind of started walking around with my dick in my hand for a solid hour and a half before I could do anything else. And I'm walking around in 104-degree weather, and I didn't drop a single. I didn't sweat at all.
Maybe because
Well,
you had
aren't
your
you
dick out.
fucking
It
special?
cooled you off.
No, but no.
Well,
It
that's
doesn't
how
make any
it
sense.
takes a lot
It
for
wasn't
me to
humid.
sweat
No,
as
but
well.
it doesn't take a lot for me to sweat. I sweat like crazy when I'm here, and I live in Ohio, okay, and it doesn't get hot here, but it gets humid as hell. Like it'll be 82 degrees with like 85% humidity, so it feels like it's 112. But
Yeah, if you're
it was
used
the
to the
lack of
humidity, then it
humidity,
makes
though.
sense.
it felt like there was none for me. Maybe I'm totally crazy, but for me, it felt like there was
Are you
absolutely
sure
no
you were
humidity.
Are you sure you were in Austin
Yeah.
and not like Arizona or something
No,
like that?
I was in Austin.
Because
This was over
there's definitely-
RTX weekend.
there's definitely humidity in Austin.
It didn't
so I
feel
don't
like
think you're
it.
in this. You're not in the same place.
It doesn't feel as humid as some other places, like
It just
Florida
felt
that I
really
was
dry,
looking.
which I mean, I was itchy, but I wasn't sweaty. I'd rather be
Okay.
itchy.
I can see that. I can see that. Okay, yeah, because it's not as bad as being in Michigan in the middle of summertime too. Because right next to the
Right.
Great Lakes up there, lots and lots of humidity. So I can see that, but
Right.
still,
I honestly
I
didn't
still think
realize it
it's-
was humid in Austin. It didn't feel like it. Well, I was there the whole weekend, so I find that unlikely.
Okay,
if
so
everyone's saying that.
So Zach and I both agree that it was humid there, and you're the odd one out who says it was not humid. So by
Fusion says try 100 degrees with 100% humidity.
But look,
Isn't
Zelda's
100%
saying, look,
humidity
Austin's
just
humidity's
like being
nothing.
underwater?
Zelda's
no.
agreeing with me though. Austin's humidity is nothing.
she's not here right now. What I'm saying is it's me and Zach. We both say it was humid, so that's 2-1. You
Zelda, they're
lose.
saying you don't count.
No, I say it wasn't humid.
I
No,
also
no.
said it was
Oh,
humid.
it's 2 to
No, I said
2.
it was humid.
Yes, it's 3 to
technically
2.
it
He's
is.
doing that to be spiteful. No.
You can't prove that.
Not yet. He can next week.
Not yet. We can after this podcast is over. We fucking can. Oh god, I hate you all right now.
Aww.
So anyway, this game is Dust, the Elysium
Oh,
Tome.
yeah, that's
Dust,
what we were
the other
talking about.
the other games, but
I forgot about that.
they call it an action role-playing video game, but it's also like a 2D side scroller type thing. But it's different from most other 2D side scrollers that I've played. Side scrollers, God, words are not working for me today. Where there's a little mini map in the upper corner. And it'll show you other options where you can go. So there's also like up options and down options. So you don't only go to the right of the screen to progress or to the left of the screen to progress, but you can find sections that'll actually let you go up and down to special sections.
Mhm.
And the levels progress in a not quite as linear fashion as other games that are set up like it would. You actually have a few different choices.
Mhm.
And I've got to also say that the voice acting, despite it being pretty cheesy, is pretty good. It's like they intentionally made it cheesy.
Yeah, it fits.
And it breaks the fourth wall constantly. Like
Which
there's
is
this
great.
annoying
Really?
little
I didn't get to see
there's
too
this
much.
annoying little flying cat thing
Fidget.
Fidget.
Name's Fidget.
That thing.
Fidget is the
her
shit.
name is Fidget. She's annoying, but she's funny. And there's several times where she's giving you a tutorial as the character, and like one of them with the first battle, he's like, "Oh my God, what am I supposed to do?" And the sword is telling you, "No, keep calm, and you can use your battle press for this." And she's like, "Screw that! Just press buttons like crazy." And that's her.
Oh,
Yeah, that's her advice to
I
you.
mean, I did only play like a demo of it, but when was it free on Gold or
I think it was-
whatever?
Like the first
when
half
was
of
that?
August.
No, it was May. I think it was in May.
Was it all the way back then? Shit.
Yeah, it was towards the beginning of the year, and I've just now gotten around to play it because I only grabbed it because it was free. I had no intention of ever playing it, but
I did the
like
same.
I finished Mass Effect 2, and I'm waiting to get Mass Effect 3. So in the meantime, I'm like, well, shit, I've got these games on my system I've never played before, so let me pick one and just start playing. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this actually goes.
Did you actually be able to save everyone in Mass Effect 2?
No, we went over this before. I lost Legion.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But the good
I
news
did.
is
Get fucked.
I have my other Xbox back with my Mass Effect 1 game save on it, so I might just play through Mass Effect 2 as my original Shepard, and
Yeah,
this
do it.
time I will not lose Legion. Like, I will do everything in my power to keep him alive. And
Oh,
Just
you
make
lost
sure you max-
Legion.
Yeah, he's like the best.
Man, Legion's the shit.
I know, I loved him and I did everything right to keep him alive, but apparently, I don't know, something went wrong.
You might not have done his
Um,
loyalty mission, or you put him in
Oh
the
No,
no,
I
right
did
place.
it was probably the fight between him and Tally. Who did you choose?
Between him and Tally, I told them that they both needed to get their act together, and they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I see you're right, and I see that it was a draw."
I love being able to do both of the green ones when you have enough points.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like if I read a tutorial afterwards on how to keep them alive, and I even had Jack, protecting them, and I had done her loyalty mission too. Like I'd done everyone's loyalty mission, and like
Did you upgrade Jack with cybernetics?
yes, I had done everything that you're supposed to do to keep them alive. And like Jack didn't lose her power. Like she kept on acting like she was going to, but she didn't lose her power until she already crossed the threshold. And then like for some reason Legion just decided to hang back in the back and not follow her into safety, and he got swept away in the swarm. I'm like, what the fuck, Legion? Like you
And-
were right there. You were right there. Why didn't you just take a step forward? And
The fight between
Yeah, I think it's just maybe it was like there's so many different combinations you can do that actually work for the end. I think it was just an unlucky maybe chance.
no,
maybe
The-
I don't know,
the-
but I know what I'm doing next time. I'm saving the game before that happens, and then I'm going to keep that game save separate. So if I do lose him again, I'm just going to reload it and do the whole thing over again.
the fight
like-
between Jack and what's her face, Miranda.
Yep.
Who did you pick in that?
I think I sided with Miranda on that.
There you go. That's why Legion died.
Ah, See,
Look at you.
side with one.
Not
side
siding with the
Miranda,
crazy
I think
one.
you lose like Jack's loyalty or something like that if you do that. So Jack wouldn't have been as protective.
Yep.
But that was like right after her loyalty mission.
It doesn't
so
matter.
That
But
negates.
yeah, that's
Yeah, once you
it
gain
does
both
do points like
loyalty,
that.
both like when there's a conflict like with Tally and Legion, once you gain the loyalty of both of them, they'll get a fight like immediately after.
Well, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I played
Well,
that
okay.
game 6 times.
I
know the
finally know
mechanics
what I
inside
did
and out.
wrong. Thank you,
Yep.
guys. I finally know.
We
what
found
I did
the
wrong.
source.
And
We cracked the
And
code.
You didn't help Jack. How could you?
You got to be
She was
neutral
a-
and all that.
she was a bitch. Okay,
That's
and
correct.
I'm like, I've had
She was
enough of you
absolutely
being
a
a
bitch.
bitch.
But you should definitely play through with a save from Mass Effect 1.
What? Yeah, I know how you can try to save everyone, but what is the most amount of characters you can have die but still win the game?
I think my
that's
first
correct.
one I lost like all of them but 4 or something like that.
Yep. You get down to 3
And then I
you can't
killed-
win.
Yeah.
But you can win
Wasn't
with 3
good.
people left.
But
Wow.
yeah, you should definitely play with a save because actually a lot of stuff changes, especially like aliens don't treat you like a bad guy if you save the council. Like there's the one vendor on the Citadel when you talk to him the first time, he's like Shepard, and he like crosses his arms and you're like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "You let the council die." I'm like, "No." But but if you save the council,
You
he's
clearly
like,
care.
"Oh my God, it's Commander Shepard," and you're like, "Yeah, it's me. Give me a discount."
Like, I'm a hero.
Why? No. Instead, he crosses arm.
like-
Why'd you save the
I'm
council?
Commander
Why'd you
Shepard.
save
and
the
this is my
council?
favorite store, the Citadel.
See, I like how you can do that with every store and none of them like comment to you or get angry
They
about
don't,
that.
because I did it for 2 stores on 2 different sides of the Citadel, and I thought, okay, I can't do this to every store because there's going to be some sort of terrible
Oh
repercussion.
no, I did it to every store.
can-
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
What? Okay, that kind of
Except when you
Nothing
walk
happens.
around, you hear
I've done
yourself.
it. There were 3 stores on one floor, like all in one little block that I did it for. And every time I'd walk by, there was a point where I would just like I would loop around in circles and hear, "I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite. I'm Commander Shepard, and this is I'm Commander Shepard." And I would do that just for like my own entertainment. Like I'm such an asshole, and I'm like jogging through while everyone's like, "Oh, this is his favorite store," and then they go in and they go to the next one, and they're like, "But they said this one was it." And I just like to imagine I've made all the AI really sad. Because
No,
That'd
be
there
funny
should
if
be
there was,
like, a
something that
carryover.
stops that from happening. There should be some
should
sort
be.
of like repercussion where the
But I'm
store
really
owner
glad
Like,
there
is
is.
as
up
you're
on
trying to
you.
leave, as you're trying to leave to go back to your ship, like a crowd of all the shop owners confront you.
Excuse me. That would be great. That would have been awesome.
Yeah,
Also,
that way you need some sort of repercussion, some sort of repercussion for being a dick like that.
I hope they do that in whatever Mass Effect they're going to do next. Like they make little choices like that, or little things that you do actually make a big difference.
Is
Yeah.
Mass Effect 4 going to have Commander Shepard, or are they starting with a
No.
new?
It's not going to have
It's
Commander
gonna-
Shepard, but
yeah.
Okay, so
it's
it's going to
gonna
have a
still
new
be-
protagonist then.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. They need to have a soft reboot of the series.
It's
Just,
also going to be using the Frostbite engine, which is used for the Battlefield series.
That's exciting.
like,
You played Mass Effect 1. It's a lot better than the fucking elevators.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It is better than the elevators.
I don't fully agree with that. I would have.
Well, I do like the banter.
I
in the
liked it
elevators,
when
but-
there was banter, and when there wasn't, I was just like, I feel like I'm watching something I shouldn't be. It's like
Yeah.
you're watching a fighting couple who have to ride in an elevator alone together, but you're just
They
like
just ignore
sitting
each
in
other
there, and
the
you
whole
can
time.
tell that there's tension, and you can't really like. You're just like, I want to leave. Like if there's like a glass pane, you just jump out it, barrel roll, you don't care, and you walk off casually like nothing happened. Is that a GIF? If that's a GIF, someone needs to send that to me because I want to see that.
That needs to be a GIF. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just-
that is
God.
that is one of the things that irritates me though. Like walking around the Citadel, and you have all these intentional winding corridors and intentional doors. Like it's a big open space, but you have all these things blocking your path
Yep.
intentionally, so that it's it's a hidden loading screen and it's a hidden loading bar.
Or
And
it's just a place
like,
you
to-
can't go to, especially in 2.
yeah,
was terrible
there's-
about it. 1 was so
there's
much
so
bigger for the
many
Citadel.
places. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's oh,
Like you
it
can't
pissed
even
me
go to all
off,
the
really.
places you could go to in the first one. Like there was this area where you could meet help me the pink jelly things. What are those called?
Hanar.
Thank you.
Hanar.
Thank
Yeah,
you. The
the
ones who
Hanar.
always speak in third person. I love those things. There was like this area where you could talk to one and he was like, this one's going to be an asshole today. And you had to stop that. And so you did. And then he's like, okay, you're cool, I guess. And or this one, like, I don't know. I don't remember this plot
Yeah.
at all. I'm sure if anyone's played Mass Effect 1 recently, they can correct me. But
I
I'm
felt
so
like
happy
Mass
that Mako
Effect
is
1 was
gone.
both very interesting, but kind of the slowest of them all. When it especially just walking around the Citadel was really like dreading
Yeah.
it for me when I
That's
had to do
that's
that.
one thing that really made me not want to play Mass Effect 2. Actually, was how many times I just got lost and turned around walking around the Citadel because I didn't want to do the fast travel thing. I wanted to actually walk around like I actually know the place. I've always done that in like the Elder Scrolls games where I like to physically know where everything's at, and I just walk around and go from shop to shop and get the whole experience of like being that person and just exploring everything. But it was so. Yes, but it was so fucking difficult to get around, and like there were the twisty, windy corridors, and then like
The elevators.
the whole the elevators,
The,
and
ma-
like there's
and
the
the
spaces
map was
be-
both helpful but not helpful.
Yeah, or
The
even
map
was
sucked.
it Cora's
like-
Den? Yes, it does. Oh my god, the map. The
Because
fucking
it
map.
shows you the area, but then where that area connects to other areas, you have no idea. I can't tell you how many times I got in an elevator and I was like, how the fuck did I get to the police station?
that happened so much. Oh, that happened so much. That was
Yeah.
there specifically. That was where I would always end up. Like that was when I was like, oh well, shit, I don't know where I am. I don't know
Because
why.
it's
which
like
is,
the elevator
you think you'd learn,
hub.
but you know, and then you always wander around the police station, and then you get stuck in there, and you can't find the elevator again.
It was also obnoxious
messy,
trying to
but-
when I like to talk to each of my friends, especially if I'm trying to do a mission where I'm like trying, all Paragon, get with everybody, but going downstairs on the ship through that never-ending elevator made it so much worse.
Oh yeah, finding people in Mass Effect 2 on the ship if you didn't already know where they were. That was a journey. I didn't know where Jacob was until 3/4 of the way through the game.
But to
What?
be fair,
Swear to
Jacob
God,
is
never found him.
I keep on running into Jacob's room accidentally.
Yeah, I didn't find him for 3/4 of the game. And I'm like, oh, this is where this fucker is. All right.
Good luck trying to find Legion for the first time.
I didn't have
I
any
found
trouble.
him immediately.
Yeah,
What?
the,
He's like in the back of
announcer
the
chick-
medical center, and you're like, where the fuck? And you're like, oh, this door opens? Oh, it was Legion. Hey.
I don't
Well, yeah,
remember
because
why I
when
had
you're
to go
walking
back
around
there,
this-
but I did. I was talking to Chick, whatever, older
Chihuahua?
Chakwas.
lady. Is it Chakwas? Okay,
Yeah.
so I wasn't that far off. I
Chocolate
went back
sauce.
to talk to her for some reason. I was like, "Ooh, this is a room I haven't been to," and it's like, "Oh, hi Legion, what's up?" And so I ended up finding him accidentally, but I don't know why it took me so long to find Jacob though.
It's on the first floor. Like,
I know, but I never I never went to where he was. I
that's
don't-
true. The room he's in is kind of useless.
Like I
It's-
was constantly running into Jacob, and actually, before I decided that before I picked up Garrus and decided I was gonna have sex with him, I wanted to have sex with Jacob. But like Jacob, he's one of those morons who's like, "Oh, we've got a good thing going as it is. Don't push it." And he just like says the same thing over and over again. And after a while, I'm like,
he's
I'm like,
one
you
of
know
the
what?
few characters. Like I talk to each person in between the missions, and his thing doesn't change. And I talked
Yeah,
to him
like,
a second
no.
time.
romance him.
Doesn't
If
change
you're-
his
it.
romance dialogue is actually kind of funny though.
It's like,
Like,
but yeah,
not intentionally funny, but like
Oh,
super cheesy. There's one line, I'm trying to think of it. Like he walks, like the romance, and he walks into your room and he's like, "Commando," and he like crosses his arm and he goes, "The risk, but the prize," and you're just like, ugh.
That's
Wow.
creepy as shit.
see, I'm glad I didn't.
Glad I never found Jacob.
I did not have my Fem Shepherd put out for him because that would have
Yeah.
just been weird.
I was trying
I'm
to
glad
get
I
I was
went
trying to
with
get Garrus in the second one before I decided I was just going to be loyal to Caden. Garrus is like just being like not quite knowing how to say like when we
I know. That's one of the things I loved about him. Like, he's such a badass, but when it comes to, like, his touchy-feeling feelings, it's like, oh my god, you are so adorable with having no idea what to do.
Yeah, I played as male shepherd, and I still wanted to romance Garrus on this Mass Effect 2.
I feel that. Me too.
But the
I
best
didn't know he
romance
wasn't
is
gay. I was so sad.
the best romance is if you play the previous save and you carry your save over, you can actually choose between Samara and her daughter in the final fight. And if you save Morinth, I believe is her name.
Yeah, Morinth.
You can actually have a conversation and romance her.
But then you
And
die.
she'll be like, yeah, you go like, you're not gonna kill me when you do this, right? And she's like, nah, it's fine. Just trust me. You're like, okay, and then you die.
And then she totally kills you. Also, I was a total dick.
Yeah.
I managed to romance Samara and Tali in my game because you can't really romance her. You just get like a smooch, and that's it. And then she's like, I can't do this. I don't know. I don't fuck people.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know exactly what her reasoning was.
you can go very close to that, but it's not counted as an actual romance quite
Yeah,
yet.
so you can just go ahead and continue on with the other romance. I'm like, all right, I guess I can just date Tali. I feel like kind of an asshole right now because I can't tell her that I had like a thing with Samara.
the
But I
o-
want to tell you.
I think the
but-
only way is if you didn't have anyone and then you played the Citadel DLC, then you could get with her.
like actually
Really?
romance.
Yeah, like
With
that
who?
applies
With
to
Samara?
like the Prothean as well.
You can romance Javik?
Yeah, but it just
I
has to
didn't
be with
do it.
no one else, and that big buff guy from 3 as well.
Oh, what's his face?
No, I was
Jennifer
learning
is
this
a
when I
slut.
was trying to see the different romances possible, because I was trying to choose when I was playing with a female through all 3 games this time, because I had played through a male the other time. I was trying to say who seemed the best story wise, because some people it was just really lame, like they didn't talk much, and then someone like Caden actually seems like a full out story through all 3 of them, so I
What?
liked it.
Kane's so boring.
Fuck
Like, you talk to him,
Caden.
he's like, I was training on Deep Space Nine, and you're like, shut up, Kane. Get back to work.
You know, I really liked Miranda's character. She was kind of boring at first, but once the whole thing with her sisters started happening, I really got interested in her character, and I thought about like trying to do a lesbian relationship with her, but I just couldn't do that to Garrus at that point in time.
Also, not possible, unfortunately. I tried many
Oh, it's
times.
not. She's straight.
Does not work. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I think
Also,
there's
but
like
her,
very few you can do it with. There's really,
I think-
it doesn't really unlock any until the 3rd game.
Yeah. I think also her father makes an appearance in Mass Effect 3 as part of, like, the story mission. No.
Deleted scene.
Like you
yeah.
can bang his daughter, and then you can bang the father.
Yeah. He comes in to yell at you, and you're like, "Are you really mad about that?" And he's like, "No, that's not why I'm angry."
I know
You
how to
won't
fix
notice
this
me,
problem.
Shepherd Senpai. That's why I'm angry.
It's like I'm angry
We've been
that
talking
you're
about
still
Mass
wearing
Effect
that
for a
vest.
really long time. Yeah, but I don't care. Is the thing for me? Okay, like for instance, I just saw Gone Girl recently, and everyone's like,
I'm told
"Oh,
that was
it's so much
terrific."
worse than the book. It's so much worse than the book." I'm like, I don't give a shit if it's worse than the book. Because I've read the book as well, and I say that in comparison, personally, I like the film more compared to other films than I like the book compared to other books. But I don't compare the two. They're not the same thing to me. It's like for that, it's like I don't care what the Lord of the Rings lore is. I care what the Shadow of Mordor story is. Nothing else outside of the Shadow of Mordor story arc itself matters to me. So like,
yeah, that's pretty much how I am too when it comes to
Mhm.
film and movies. Like I don't care.
So I hate The
I want
Hobbit.
to be able to. Yeah, I want to be able to
Hobbit
play
movies.
something or watch something with no prior knowledge
Yeah.
and be able to understand what's going on and get a full experience from it.
biggest
Or go
criminal
with a
of that,
friend and watch it.
Divergent, fucking Divergent. I couldn't even sit through that movie. It was monstrous. Cause like it's like, okay, here's all this weird plot detail. I'm like, okay, I don't know what's happening. And then like I went with my girlfriend who had read the book and was like, all right, this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, okay, where the fuck was that set? And they're like, oh, it wasn't. It's in the book. And I'm like, well, I don't want to have to do a research project to watch a movie. It's like I should not have to read through like what was it, like 200 some? I don't know. Those aren't very long usually, so I'm gonna give it some benefit of the doubt. Say it's like 250 pages of book. I shouldn't have to see to go sit down and watch like a 2-hour movie. You should be able to establish enough in 2 hours, and if it's not good enough that you don't have the time to explain it, just cut it. It's not a big deal. Also, stop with splitting two movies into 2 parts. All right, end rant on young adult shit. I could go on this forever, but Maze Runner was
I
good.
do like
Okay,
the
there we go.
idea
I'll end
of
with Maze Runner was good.
spreading content out when you don't want to cut it because cutting it would make the story awkward, but you don't want to put a movie.
See,
Like I think
it
it's
would be
better to have
fine
2
if
parts.
that's what it was used for, but it's not. It's used for a cash grab.
Yeah,
It's like
and that's
if
the
it were
thing that
used to
pisses me
be
off
like,
there.
oh yeah, cool, we're gonna spread this out so we can develop it more. Fine, but that's not what they do. And if it came out like maybe 2 months apart, 3 months apart, 4 months apart, something like that, cool. But I don't want to have to wait a fucking year for the next Hobbit movie because I mean, Desolation of Smaug was set up for Battle of the Five Armies. And Battle of the Five Armies still isn't out, and I'm still disappointed by Desolation of Smaug. So, like, I just get to keep being disappointed with that franchise for a whole year until I get the next movie that might maybe save it. I don't know. I don't want to step on any toes by saying I don't like the Hobbit movies, but I mean I don't. But
Well, I like the
Just-
first
just-
Hobbit movie, but
no, seriously, fuck the
Definitely
Hobbit
the
Let's
movies.
just
Smog was
establish that.
definitely like a middle movie.
Hobbit movies suck, but
It doesn't feel like there's a lot of QuickTime events that I've run into which it just
Okay.
ruins everything, especially when you have to jam a button and like ridiculously fast over and over.
The worst QuickTime event. Oh, sorry. The
Cool.
worst
All right, I'll definitely check it out then.
QuickTime event I've like seen in gaming was the game was pretty good. Was Warhammer Space Marine, and the final boss was just a QuickTime event.
Can't be worse than
Yeah, that was so
Fable 2.
I
disappointing.
can top that. Well,
Do you
boy,
remember
if I can
Fable
top that.
2?
I kind of want to see that now. I want to.
Fable
I want to
2
see a
was
clip
one
of
bullet.
I want to see a clip of that the battle.
Fable 2. Did any of you ever play Fable 2?
I played a
Yes.
little bit of it.
You shot him. You shot him. It was you pressed Y and it was poof, and then he fell off and he died. Spoilers for Fable 2. That's been out for like 9 years, so it doesn't count. But
Was there like a
it was
lead
a
up fight?
bullet,
or
and I'm like,
anything
are
to
you
it?
shitting me? I just spent like 10 hours playing through this game for that. And then it's like,
No,
oh,
no,
you have to
so-
make 3 decisions that are all equally shitty. Pick the least shitty one. It's like I can't. All of them suck. So I
Was
saved
there like a
beforehand
lead
and
up
did them all.
fight or anything to it?
What's
or was
that?
it just like, hey, was there like a lead up fight, like you fought him
No,
and then it's like,
no, it's you walk
Really?
into a room and it's like, here's your companions, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna kill him, and then you go no, and you shoot him. You don't even say no because you don't talk. So you just pull out your gun and you just blow him away.
Do you
put a cap in his
actually
face,
do you
and then
actually
he
have
dies, and that's
a
it.
time where your character is standing there waiting for you to pull the trigger, or is it just a cutscene?
No. He's just talking for a while, and as soon as he's done talking, you press Y and he dies. It's like the scene in Indiana Jones where he's fighting the swordsman, but not funny or cool or rewarding or enjoyable in any way, shape, or form. So basically completely unlike the scene in Indiana Jones. So
I mean,
it's terrible. Because people bitch.
I like
'Cause
I
everyone's
like
like,
a
"I mean,
boss.
it's hard."
I love it when a boss I actually look forward to fighting, and that happened a couple times in Metal Gear games. It wasn't necessarily
yeah.
too hard or or too easy. It was just kind of fun to do because either the interactions with the boss or the things that you had to do to beat him. But when in the newer games, it's either ridiculously weird or hard, or like you just said, a quick time event or a button press.
I complained earlier about a boss in the pre-sequel, but that's because he's the first boss. Like, I mean, it's good to have a final boss that's hard, but don't make it first boss.
I still love the first boss from Dark Souls. As much as people probably hate that, just because it takes you so long. No, because I liked that. It's like, as soon as I figured out how to beat him, I was like, oh my god, it's going to be that kind of game. And I got excited. I love Dark Souls, like, passionately. That's honestly, I get why people hate it and why people think it's, like, the most difficult shit ever. I still am, I mean, I'm not very good at it, but I still love it. But that's just hard, but it's also so rewarding. Like, figuring that boss out was probably my most satisfying moment of whatever year Dark Souls came out. 2010?
Well, the problem I've got with Dark Souls right now is I've also just started playing that because I was able to grab it for free. Yeah. And I haven't gotten to the grinding part yet, but the controls feel very sluggish to me.
It's gonna feel that way. That does take some getting used to. You will get used to it.
I feel like my guy is drunk. Like, I'm trying to tell him what to do, and he does it after I've already told him to do it. I'm like, really? Is this how it's going to
be? I guess this is just coming from not actually being playing it, but from the Steam Train episode I saw on it, it seemed like the opposite. Like their controls were hypersensitive. Bad out tempo.
Yeah, he does have some weight to him. But at the same time, like, another problem that I've had with him was when I was trying to fight the skeletons in a hallway, and his attacks, like, I locked onto him, but his attacks kept on hitting the wall instead of hitting the skeleton, and there was no way to actually hit him except with the shield. And, like, my character is so stupid that he doesn't know to not swing sideways with his one of only two attacks with a sword. And that really kind of pissed me off too before the whole sluggishness issue started to really bother me. I'm like, is this how this game is going to be, where I'm going to have to just avoid conflict because this character is too stupid to know how to swing a sword properly inside hallway?
At least in a hallway. I mean, well, if you swing a sword in a hallway, it's going to...
No, he swings it sideways. He doesn't swing it. He doesn't swing it forward over his head, or it doesn't even change the arc. He swings it completely sideways to where it glances off, like a slashing motion to the side. What he does with his shield, he does a stabby motion with his shield to block. Like, you could stab with the sword, but he doesn't know how to stab with the sword. He only knows how to swing with the sword.
It should be like Morrowind, where you could choose your action between, like, poking, stabbing, or, like, slashing.
It's like, do I want to slash from the side? Do I want to slash forward? Like, if the ceiling's really tall, then I can totally slash from up to down because it's not going to hit the ceiling. But no, he's just going to swing from the side, and it's going to hit the wall, and I'm going to get filled with arrows.
Diorda. I love Chivalry.
Or like Chivalry, where you can stab, slash, and poke using your mouse in different button combinations.
Speaking of Chivalry, Aquaman from Smallville was cast in the lead role of Laser Team. That might be worse than the last segue.
That's actually on my list. Is Laser Team
No, it was a terrible segue. But he was also Raphael in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We're just gonna. I don't know. Mr. Fusion kept talking about it, so I was like,
this thing is almost over, so go ahead and get it out, because we should be wrapping this up now.
There's that, and then a dude who is apparently on Parks and Rec, who I don't know, and then it's Gavin and Michael and Bernie.
And
Matt's directing
that'll be so cool.
And some girl I don't know's in it, and it's looking good.
I really hope after all that donate, like, I don't expect Rooster Teeth to pull out something that they don't, stand behind themselves. But I really hope it turns out to be something worth everyone's, money and time. I'm excited to see how this turns out.
The most interesting part of the No episode where they talked about it is they said it's going to be in theaters. Yeah. I'm assuming it's a limited theatrical release.
Oh yeah, it'll probably be in Draft House because.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so great. Especially if it was in theaters
during RTX is when it needs to come
during when RTX, like in the fall, if they move it back then and they have the movie done by that time.
Oh yeah, That would be awesome.
Speaking of Rooster Teeth in theaters, the Ruby Marathon is going on at the Draft House here in Denver. Well, it's technically Littleton, which is like a suburb of Denver.
Fair.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
gonna get my
there's no
tickets
Draft
Friday.
Houses
I'm
near me.
hoping they're not.
I am so
sold out.
jealous
What
right now.
Is that
Yeah.
I wish. I don't even think we have a draft house. I haven't checked. I don't know where the closest draft house to me is.
Wait, where do you live?
they said
Don't you live near
Kansas.
Austin?
Dark, how
that's
could you?
well,
You hurt me.
Woodstock. I don't fucking keep up where you live. I can barely keep up with where I live.
They
Okay.
opened a draft in Virginia a couple years ago, so.
There's
I
two
still,
locations
like-
in Texas.
Like seriously, people will ask me where I'm from, and I'll still say I'm from Michigan. I'm like, wait a minute, no, that was like 8 years ago. I live in. North
But I also
Carolina
like
now.
how you went the opposite way on your age, so you filled out 28 already. I was like, wait, I could have sworn he wasn't that old yet.
Not yet.
Were you
It's
really
less
that-
than it's less
were
than
you
a month
really
away
that
though.
involved?
Well, yeah,
Wait.
because I
He
could.
was. He was.
Because I just remember him being 26 and that being a thing when I first met him. So I was like, wait, he's already 28 on the thing, but it still says 27. So I just put a small little comment on his thing.
I just imagine you're like, wait,
It was a semi-reaction like that.
what is his life?
Yeah.
Has he been lying to me this whole time?
Guys, I have terrific news. I
What?
just
What?
baked 10 trillion cookies.
Oh, congratulations!
on Cookie Clicker.
What
Oh,
the
I
hell
know
is
this-
Cookie
What is
Clicker?
that?
You never told us that. We were talking about that before the podcast, and you said the one word to describe it was "don't," and then you didn't
Don't.
tell us what it
What?
was for the entire
Don't.
thing.
Yes. That's my only advice for Cookie Clicker.
What the shit is Cookie Clicker though?
You click
Don't-
and make a cookie.
don't
You
look
click
it
and
up.
make a cookie.
Cookie
You click and
There
make a
you go.
cookie.
There you go. Yeah.
Is that it?
That's
Why are
that's
you
pretty
playing
much it.
that? What are you
It's the most addictive web-based game that I have ever played. So I'm telling you now, for my love and concern for all of you, don't. But
Is that
I'm
why
just
you've been
super
like
excited that I
absent
finally-
from the forums sometimes or the guild?
I've been baking virtual
Or,
cookies.
the guild's been just empty, and then like, dark. Oh, okay, you've been making cookies again.
It's like, yep, I've been playing this for 3 days now, and I have just
3
now
days.
baked 10 trillion cookies. 10 trillion cookies in 3 days. Yes.
Why?
And with that, I'm going to call this podcast good. We're calling it good.
Wow.
We're 10 minutes over.
You're an
So-
astounding man.
So thank you everybody on Twitch who have joined us. Thank you everybody in the future who will be joining us, and also thank you creators of Cookie Clicker for
And
this
Borderlands
torture
3
you're putting me
prequel.
through. Yeah, and them too. And also all
Australia.
of you wonderful people. So good.